What the heck just happened at Interlagos? We had a three-car crash at the same corner. One of those drivers, Oscar Piastri, title contender, a red flag, a restart, and then Lando Norris basically ran away with it. But here's what's nobody talking about. There were 20 drivers out there fighting tough, wet conditions, and some absolutely wild strategy decisions went down. So stick around because we're breaking down every team, every driver, and how this sprint just turned the championship on its head. So here is where it gets absolutely mental. Lap 6, things were looking pretty normal. Norris leading, his teammate Piastri, P3, Mercedes fighting hard. Then boom. Three drivers, Oscar Piastri, Franco Colapinto, and Nico Hülkenberg, all tangled up at the same spot within seconds. Piastri is out, Colapinto is out, and Hülkenberg from Sauber managed to recover it. This wasn't just a little touch-up, this was a full-scale disaster that brought out the red flag. And here's the kicker, the McLaren's championship contender was gone just like that. On lap 6 of 24, the question everyone's asking, how does Norris now with a 9-point lead actually called it? The restart happens and suddenly Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes' incredible rookie, is right there, breathing down Lando's neck, like really close. Antonelli's been phenomenal this weekend, and here he is pushing one of the best drivers on the grid. Second place would have been a huge result for Mercedes, so the pressure was on. But Norris, he never cracked. Even with those wet conditions, even with that pressure, he held on 8 points, maximum points. The championship gold when your rival just crashed out. Okay, let's talk about Mercedes for a second. These guys had pace on Friday. George Russell qualified fourth. Antonelli came up with the second on the grid, and then they executed. Antonelli kept it clean, kept it quick, and grabbed second. Russell held third. That's a double podium for Mercedes. Exactly what they needed when Ferrari's been all over the place and Red Bull is struggling. This is the kind of weekend that changes momentum. Mercedes is still hunting that second in Constructors' Championship, and results like this, they matter. Now Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, one of those best drivers on the grid. He's in fifth. Not terrible, but it's not what Maranello expected. And Lewis Hamilton, P7. The solid recovery from a seven-time world champion. But he is stuck in the midfield fight. This is clearly a weekend where Ferrari car just isn't quite there. For a team that wants to fight for the championship, these kinds of races are dangerous because points are points, and when your rivals are banking double podium, you're falling further back. Okay, here's the head scratcher. Max Verstappen finished fourth. He qualified sixth. He's now 40 points behind Norris. 40, and he knows it. The championship pressure is real, and Red Bull, they're just not quite where they need to be at Interlagos. Now Max thrives in wet conditions. Seriously, this man is a rain wizard. So if tomorrow's Grand Prix gets wet, everyone better watch out. But today it was damage limitation race, and fourth place wasn't the recovery he needed. The championship mat is getting tougher for the Dutchman every race. Norris is eating away at his chances. But wait, Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso finished sixth, and Lance Stroll took P9. This is a team that's really turning up the heat. Alonso is still performing at an elite level for a team that's hungry for constructors' points. This kind of consistency matters. Alonso especially, the man's a legend, and races like this prove he still got it. Alpine had a rough day. Franco Colapinto was in the fight, but then crashed at lap 6 with Piastri and Hülkenberg. He was done. But Pierre Gasly, give this man a medal. He managed to salvage an 8th place, 1 point. That's something at least. Racing Bulls got Hadjar in P10 and Lawson in P13. Not bad, not great. The team's looking for consistency, and results like this are kind of the par for their season. Alright, let's speed through the rest. Williams, Carlos Sainz grabbed P15 and Alex Albon was P12. Not a great day. Sauber, especially with Gabriel's Bortoleto crash on the last lap, had problems. Nico Hülkenberg was P16. Bortoleto's DNF was a huge blow. They need to repair that car for qualifying. I don't think they have the time. Haas, Ocon P11 and Oli Berman in P12. Every team's fighting for constructors' points, and every point adds up. So here's what we learned. Lando Norris is now leading the championship by 9 points over Oscar Piastri. And yeah, the biggest factor, Piastri crashed out. But Norris also won. He converted pole into victory. That's pure performance. And while Piastri is struggling to keep up, his teammate just proved why McLaren is the team to beat right now. Max Verstappen is 40 points back. 40! The championship is not looking good for Red Bull unless something drastic changes, and considering there are only 4 races left, the math is brutal. This sprint wasn't just about 8 points, it was about momentum. Norris grabbed it, Piastri lost it, and everyone else, they're fighting for second place. McLaren will be confident, Mercedes will be pushing, Ferrari's hunting for redemption, and Verstappen, he'll be waiting for those first drops if they come tomorrow. Alright, here's your takeaway. Lando Norris is now firmly in control of this championship. He's got momentum, he's got points, and tomorrow, if conditions stay dry, he could be in the command to win the championship. This is why I love sprint weekends. They compress drama into 2 days. Subscribe to my channel because tomorrow's race could be absolutely mental. And if you want to see my full breakdown of qualifying, I'll be posting that right after qualifying. Drop a comment. Who do you think wins tomorrow? Norris or does Piastri pull off comeback? See you later for qualifying breakdown.